Investing can feel a lot like picking snacks at a grocery store. There are endless options, each one promising something different. You walk down the aisles, and every shelf is packed with colorful packages, bold claims, and tempting deals. Some snacks are tried and true classics you've loved since childhood, while others are new arrivals with flashy branding, hoping to catch your eye. The same goes for stocks. Some companies have been around for decades, building trust and a loyal following, while others are fresh on the scene, promising innovation and big returns. But just like with snacks, not every stock is good for you, and not every shiny wrapper hides something delicious. The challenge is figuring out which ones are worth putting in your cart, and which ones you should leave on the shelf. Today, we're diving into 5 stocks that have been making waves on TikTok and social media. Are they a buy or just hype? Let's break them down one by one and see if any deserve a spot in your investment portfolio. When you're standing in front of a wall of snacks, it's easy to get overwhelmed. Do you go for the healthy option, the one with the best reviews, or the one that just looks the most fun? Investing is no different. There's a lot of noise out there. Analysts, influencers, friends, and even strangers on the internet all have opinions about what you should buy. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what's right for you. Are you looking for steady growth, a quick win, or something that could change the game entirely? Let's take a closer look at these 5 stocks and see what they're really offering. First up, Robin Energy Limited, ticker symbol RBNE. This company has been popping up all over social media, and for good reason. Robin Energy is positioning itself as a disruptor in the energy sector, aiming to bring cleaner, more efficient solutions to a market that's hungry for change. They're not just another energy company. They're trying to redefine what energy means in the 21st century. Their focus is on renewable sources, smart grids, and innovative technology that could make a real difference in how we power our lives. But with big ambitions come big risks. Robin Energy is still relatively new, and while their growth has been impressive, they haven't yet proven they can deliver on all their promises. Their financials show rapid expansion but also volatility. Investors are excited, but some are cautious, waiting to see if the company can turn hype into sustainable profits. If you're someone who likes to get in early on the next big thing, Robin Energy might be worth a look. But remember, early stage companies can be a roller coaster. Exciting, but not for the faint of heart. Think of Robin Energy as the new kids on the energy block, bursting with ideas and energy, pun intended. Their team is young, dynamic, and not afraid to take risks. They're constantly brainstorming new ways to make energy cleaner and more accessible, and their startup culture means they move fast and aren't afraid to shake things up. This can be a huge advantage in an industry that's often slow to change, but it also means they're still figuring things out. They haven't faced a major downturn yet, and it's unclear how they'll handle tough times. If you're looking for a company with a lot of potential and you don't mind a bit of uncertainty, Robin Energy could be an exciting addition to your portfolio. Just be prepared for some ups and downs along the way. Robin Energy is growing fast, like a sprouting plant reaching for the sun or a rookie athlete training for their first big competition. They've got momentum, and their early results are promising. But as with any rookie, they still have a lot to prove. Will they be able to compete with the established giants in the energy sector? Can they turn their innovative ideas into real-world success? Only time will tell. For now, they're a company to watch, especially if you believe in the future of clean energy and want to support companies that are trying to make a difference. If you're the type of investor who's comfortable with high risk and the possibility of high reward, Robin Energy might be right up your alley. Their stock price has been volatile, swinging up and down as news and rumors hit the market. Some investors thrive on this kind of excitement, looking for opportunities to buy low and sell high. Others prefer a more stable ride. Before you jump in, take a close look at their financials, their leadership team, and their long-term strategy. Are they building something that can last, or are they just riding the latest trend? Do your homework, and make sure you're comfortable with the risks before you invest. Next up, we have Airo Group Holdings, ticker symbol Airo. This company is making waves by combining 2 of the hottest trends in tech, aviation and artificial intelligence. Imagine a world where planes fly smarter, safer, and more efficiently, thanks to cutting-edge AI technology. That's the vision Airo is selling, and it's captured the imagination of investors and tech enthusiasts alike. They're working on everything from autonomous drones to advanced flight control systems, hoping to revolutionize the way we think about air travel. It's an ambitious goal, and if they can pull it off, the rewards could be huge. But as with any company pushing the boundaries of technology, there are risks. The aviation industry is heavily regulated, and new technologies can take years to gain approval and widespread adoption. Airo is betting big on the future, but it's still early days. If you're excited by the idea of investing in the next big thing in aviation, Airo is a company to watch. Think of Airo as the tech-savvy kid in class, the one who's always tinkering with gadgets, building robots, and dreaming up new inventions. They're not content to do things the old-fashioned way. Instead, they're constantly pushing the envelope, looking for ways to make air travel smarter and more efficient. Their team is made up of engineers, data scientists, and aviation experts, all working together to turn science fiction into reality. It's an exciting place to be, but it's also a bit of a gamble. Not every experiment will succeed, and the path to profitability could be long and winding. If you're willing to take a chance on a company that's aiming for the stars, literally, Airo could be a thrilling addition to your portfolio. Airo is still in the experimental phase, testing new technologies and refining their products. They've had some early successes, but there's a lot of work left to do. Investors should be prepared for a bumpy ride with plenty of ups and downs along the way. The potential rewards are huge, but so are the risks. If you're looking for a safe, steady investment, Airo might not be the best fit. But if you love the idea of being part of the next big breakthrough in aviation and AI, it's definitely a company to keep on your radar. Investing in Airo is a bit like rolling the dice on the future. There's a chance you could hit it big if their technology takes off. But there's also a risk that things won't pan out as planned. The aviation industry is notoriously tough, with high barriers to entry and lots of competition. But sometimes, taking a calculated risk can pay off in a big way. If you're willing to bet on innovation, and you believe in the power of AI to transform industries, Airo could be your pick. Just make sure you're comfortable with the uncertainty, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Now let's move on to our third stock, Oceanpal, ticker symbol OP. Oceanpal is all about moving goods across the world's oceans. Think of them as the ship captains of the global economy, steering massive vessels through unpredictable waters. Shipping is a vital part of international trade, and companies like Oceanpal play a crucial role in keeping the world's supply chains running smoothly. But it's not an easy business. The shipping industry is subject to all kinds of challenges. Weather, fuel prices, regulations, and global economic trends can all have a big impact on profits. Oceanpal has a fleet of modern ships and a team of experienced operators, but they're still at the mercy of forces beyond their control. If you believe that global trade is set to grow in the coming years, Oceanpal could be a smart bet. But be prepared for some turbulence along the way. The shipping world is rocky, with ups and downs that can make even the most seasoned investors nervous. When global trade is booming, companies like Oceanpal can make a lot of money, but when things slow down, profits can evaporate quickly. Right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world economy, with supply chain disruptions, changing trade policies, and fluctuating demand. Oceanpal has managed to navigate these challenges so far, but the future is always uncertain. If you're willing to ride out the waves, Oceanpal could be a solid addition to your portfolio. But make sure you're comfortable with the risks, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is key when investing in industries that are subject to big swings. Our fourth stock is Houston American Energy Corp, ticker symbol HUSA. This company is a classic player in the oil and gas sector, with a long history of exploring, developing, and producing energy resources. Investing in oil and gas can feel a bit like stepping back in time. These are the companies that have powered the world for over a century. Houston American has a solid track record, with assets in key regions and a management team that knows the industry inside and out. But the world is changing, and the future of oil and gas is uncertain. As more countries move toward renewable energy and stricter environmental regulations, companies like Houston American will need to adapt or risk being left behind. If you believe that oil and gas still have a role to play in the global energy mix, HUSA could be a steady, if sometimes unpredictable, investment. Investing in Houston American is a bit like putting your money into an old-school diner. There's a certain comfort in the familiar. The menu doesn't change much, and you know what to expect. Sometimes that steady reliability is exactly what you want in your portfolio. But just like diners can struggle when tastes change or new competitors move in, oil and gas companies face challenges from shifting consumer preferences and new technologies. Houston American has weathered plenty of storms over the years, but the road ahead could be bumpy. If you're looking for a stock with a long history and the potential for steady returns, HUSA might be worth a look. Just keep in mind that the energy landscape is evolving, and companies that don't adapt could find themselves left behind. Last but not least, we have TMD Energy Limited, ticker symbol TMDE. This is a smaller, scrappier player in the energy sector, trying to carve out a niche in a crowded market. TMD Energy is focused on innovative solutions and nimble operations, hoping to outmaneuver the bigger, slower companies. They don't have the resources or brand recognition of the industry giants, but they make up for it with agility and a willingness to take risks. For investors, TMD Energy represents a classic high-risk, high-reward opportunity. If they succeed, the upside could be significant, but if they stumble, losses could be steep. It's the kind of stock that appeals to investors who like to root for the underdog and aren't afraid of a little uncertainty. TMD Energy's team is small but passionate, working hard to bring new ideas to the table. They're constantly looking for ways to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and find new markets for their products. It's a tough road, but sometimes the little guys can surprise you. If you're willing to take a chance on a company that's still finding its footing, TMD Energy could be a sleeper hit. Just remember, with high risk comes the possibility of high reward or high loss. Make sure you understand the risks before you invest, and don't be afraid to ask tough questions about the company's strategy and long-term prospects. Investing in TMD Energy is a bit like buying a lottery ticket. You might hit the jackpot, or you might walk away empty-handed. The potential for big gains is there, but so is the risk of losing your investment. If you're the kind of investor who enjoys the thrill of the unknown and doesn't mind taking a gamble, TMD Energy could be an exciting addition to your portfolio. But always remember to balance your high-risk bets with more stable investments and never invest more than you can afford to lose. No matter which of these 5 stocks catches your eye, the most important thing is to do your homework. Don't just follow the hype or jump on the latest trend because everyone else is doing it. Take the time to research each company, understand their business model, and evaluate their financial health. Look at their leadership team, their track record, and their plans for the future. Read analyst reports, follow industry news, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Investing is a personal decision, and what works for one person might not work for another. Make sure you're making choices that align with your goals, your risk tolerance, and your values. So, which of these 5 stocks would you pick? Are you drawn to the bold innovation of RBNE, the futuristic vision of Airo, the global reach of Oceanpal, the steady reliability of Houston American, or the scrappy ambition of TMD Energy? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions, and your own experiences with investing. Remember, the stock market is full of opportunities, but it's also full of risks. The best investors are the ones who stay curious, keep learning, and never stop asking questions. Thanks for watching, and happy investing.